The Black Phone is a new movie directed by Scott Derrickson, who, and a lot of people know him from Doctor Strange, but more notably, especially for this movie, he also directed Sinister and The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which are two really, really solid horror films, especially Sinister. So I was really, really excited to go see this, and so me and my friend went over to our local theater last night, and neither one of us were disappointed at all. This movie is chilling from the get go. It's about a serial child abductor known as the Grabber, played by Ethan Hawke, who ends up kidnapping a young boy played by Mason Thames. Mason Thames. And he and basically this young boy starts to see the ghosts of the past kids that the Grabber has killed, and these kids are essentially trying to help him escape. Not only to help him escape, but also so that way the Grabber will be brought to justice. It also stars playing his sister Madeline McGraw, who I thought was one of the standouts of the movie. She is almost like a Stephen King esque character where she has these supernatural powers where her dreams kind of come true. And so she's using her dreams to try and help the police find her brother, because her and her brother both come in it from a situation where they are like the only people they have from each other. So they are extremely close, and I really like how they play up that family dynamic. This movie is shot like it could have been made in the 70s. It's set in 79, I believe. I really enjoy how none of the supernatural elements are really explained, and really nothing about the Grabber is explained either. And I really like that they intentionally left a lot of that as just mystery. I think that aids to the creepiness of this psychopath. And while I'm sure if this movie does good in theaters, that it's going to end up getting a bunch of sequels. This is also Blumhouse, and they're no stranger to doing sequels for their films. But at the same time, I mean, it's a really good movie. I mean, maybe a sequel will be good, but the way that this is made, I really enjoyed how we don't really find out anything. We don't know why the phone is working the way it does. We don't really understand her power. We don't understand really anything about the Grabber. And I think all of that is just that's a really smart decision, is to keep all of that purposely vague and mysterious. As I said, I think Madeline McGraw is definitely a big standout for this movie, but that isn't to say that Mason Thames and Ethan Hawke aren't also really, really good, especially Ethan Hawke as the Grabber. I think that this is going to go down as one of the best recent horror villains. The way all these little details about his character that, once again, as I said, aren't really explained, just add to like how weird and like interesting this man is. The way that he's definitely has some pedophilic intent towards the children, but you also never see anything of that. You see him, he has a mask that has like devil horns on the top, but then the bottom it's an interchangeable mouthpiece, so it can basically change depending on his mood. And I don't think you really even see Ethan Hawke once in the whole movie. He is always wearing this mask, which just makes that so much creepier, that you never just see this man yet always underneath this mask, and that is terrifying. I can't really think of many other horror villains that do that, especially recent ones, except for some of the great ones like Mike Myers and everything. All in all, I had a great time watching The Black Phone. I mean, a great time for as great as a movie about children getting abducted can be. And I think that this is going to stand out horror films of the year so far. I can't wait to see. There's a few more horror films coming up, but I don't know if anything's going to be as scary and genuinely as creepy as this was. So with that being said, that's going to conclude my review for The Black Phone. I would definitely suggest to go see it if you're a fan of horror or anything like that. And yeah, I'll catch you guys soon.